Happy Monday! I know a lot of you don't want to hear that. Most of you gotta go back to work today. But hey, I'm here to make it better. Join me for some sports talk. I am the sports judge, the one and only sports judge. Welcome to the channel. The topic that dominated the conversation much of this weekend stems from the scene that we saw at Wake Forest Saturday night in a game that was nationally televised as the Deacons upset 8th-ranked Duke. To call it an upset is a bit of a stretch because Wake Forest was actually favored to win the game. So technically, that's not really an upset. I mean, that's kind of an overstatement. But the unfortunate thing is that Duke star player Kyle Filipowski injured his knee in a collision, or his ankle, not his knee, injured his ankle in a collision with a fan. The video showed him needing assistance getting through the chaos and into the locker room. This is a terrible set of circumstances, and everybody has reacted to it. Frankly, I'm surprised injuries like this haven't happened more often. I mean, you would think that this would happen more and more in college sports because we always see this in college athletics. You know, fans storm the court all the time. Court storming symbolizes the peak of fan enthusiasm and school spirit. You know, okay, that's fine and everything. I'm okay with that. Do what you want to do. Run onto the court. I'm all fine with that. Fueled by excitement and maybe alcohol consumption plays a part. Young people have been storming courts for years. It's nothing new. The tradition of storming the court following a victory is deeply ingrained in the culture of college athletics. But I kind of seen this coming a long time ago. It was only a matter of time that a player would get severely injured or mildly injured amid a freakish. You know, I'm not sure I fully understand the rationale behind permanently banning court storming. How can you ban court storming? There's things that has to change. This has got to change. It's a topic that comes up. It's a conversation to be had. So yeah, some changes do have to be made. You know, but there's part of it that's fun and exciting and wonderful. There is the other side of it where the best player on one of the best teams in the country gets caught up in the chaos and has to be helped off after suffering an ankle injury that could alter the team's season and even change his career trajectory. I'm okay with it. Again, you can't permanently do without, court storming. You can't. It's part of the game. It's what the fans do. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with fans being on the court. It's not going to stop. The solution is simple. The game ends, you put a minute on the clock, you tick it down at the end of the minute. That gives the visiting team a minute to get off the court, the officials to get off the court. Then the students can pour onto the court, go wild, go absolutely insane, and celebrate with the players. Or here's another idea. Another idea is this. You've got thousands of people rushing the court. So here's a great solution. The game ends, the visiting team gets off the floor safely, and you have this plan in place. Now, you have to execute this plan, obviously, but you have this plan in place, and the coaching staff, they go to the student body, right? You see this happen at a few schools. They do this at a few schools. I believe Kansas State is one of them, if I'm correct. I don't know the other schools. I know there's a number of schools that do this. I think Texas Tech might be another one. When the game is over, They go into the student section and they celebrate with the students. That's another solution. I mean, there are several solutions, but there has to be a plan put into place, and it has to be enforced for the welfare of the staff and the players. I revisit the incident years ago at Kansas when Coach Bill Self nearly got stampeded. You saw earlier in the year, Caitlin Clark was involved in one of these incidents. Caitlin Clark got run over by a fan who had her phone out. Player safety is number one, but so is public safety, because these fans are part of the general public. You have to have a plan in place. What good is it going to do you if you don't have a plan in place? Beef up security. You have to have security to make sure that the players and officials can get off the court safely. That means you hire security. The students, they sit on the baselines. They come from the baselines. What you have to do in that instant is make sure you have more than enough security that does not allow them on the court. And they should already have more security presence, right? The world we live in today is so much different. These are kids we're talking about storming the court. These are strangers storming the court. Those players don't know half of these people. They don't know what these people might be capable of. You can't stop crazy. They don't have a lot of respect for each other, these younger kids. Not all, but some of them. Everybody has a phone. They're taking selfies, running onto the court, not aware of their surroundings, not really sure what's going on. And instead of enjoying the moment, everybody have their phones out, capturing the moment. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Look at me. FaceTiming and posting on Instagram. It's the reality of what it is. This is the age of social media. Everybody goes on their Instagram account and posts where they are. And this is a college thing, storming the court. It's been going on for years. And I don't think it will stop anytime soon. It's difficult to organize chaos when there's no rules put into place to regulate this. This is a high emotional thing that we see in college sports. We've been seeing it for years. You see it in football too. They storm the field in football. It happens in college sports. Students have this school spirit. They have a lot of pride in their alumni. They have a lot of pride in their school. I think it's all about the experience and memories for the kids. You have a slew of strangers bull rushing out there. It could be very dangerous. And it could be very scary, especially in the times we live in. These are young men and women. These are grown folks. I mean, these aren't grown folks when you think about it. Yeah, they're young adults, but they're still growing up. When you have a stampede, fans of the winning team, and on the other side, you have these kids who just lost the game, emotions are high, and sometimes there's nothing good that could come out of it. It could be dangerous. It could lead to a brawl. It could create a lot of problems. The fact that kids haven't had more injuries in the past is actually even more surprising, considering you have a bevy of fans running into each other while the players are trying to get off the court. But I don't think you ban it altogether. I don't think you can ban it entirely. You just have to have security personnel surrounding the visiting team. That's usually the people who are in the most danger, the visiting team. You make sure they're protected. You make sure they're safe. It's about their well-being. The opposition is in danger most of the time. Just let the opposing team leave the floor, and then once everybody is off the court, then the students can storm and celebrate. I'm okay with that. But you have to find a solution that makes it a safe and fun environment for everyone. That doesn't mean you stop the fans from storming the court. Don't stop court storming completely when it's a part of the game. But at the same time, again, you can't put athletes in these situations. Got to make it safe. Got to make it safe for everybody. Got to make it safe for them and even the students, because a lot of those people are young. And as we know, because I was young at one time in my life and I made a lot of stupid decisions as well. As we know, young people do stupid things. We've all done stupid things. We've all done something stupid. But I think it's asinine to say storming the court should not be allowed. Just come up with solutions, a plan, and execute it. And make sure you're consistent with it. That's it. The next thing that will happen is an opposing player gets into a violent confrontation with a court storming fan. I mean, that could happen. But again, it comes down to safety. It comes down to prioritizing safety. You don't want it to come down to that. You don't want this to turn into an ugly brawl. In my mind, it's not a bad thing if you double the presence of security. It's not like they are coming from everywhere. They are flooding in from the baselines of the court. Simple. You just need security and police at the baseline. That's it. Hold the fans back for a minute or two, allowing coaches to rush their players off the court. And then once they're, off the floor, problem solved. It's a cool visual. I like seeing the fans storm the court. It shows me how much passion and pride these fans have. If nobody is getting hurt, we're not having this conversation today. So I think we can have it where fans are storming the court. Colleges sell their programs with this visual. It's part of the recruiting process. It's a great way to persuade student athletes to commit to the program, and it's a great way to sell your business, because at the end of the day, ultimately, college is a business. It's a money-making business at the end of the day, and that's all it comes down to. So the NCAA is not going to put a stop to this completely, but I do think you have to have a set of rules in place, and you have to have some ramifications for fans that make this dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And if you could come up with a set of rules that's going to protect these players and keep everybody safe and not cause injuries, then you can, sure enough, have the fans storm the court. I don't see a problem with that. I really don't. Thanks for watching, everyone. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a great Monday. We'll talk very soon.